Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to Stellaris with me, Lathrix, and of course, welcome to a bit of a weird video. Today, I am horribly sick. I have a sinus infection, my left eye looks absolutely disgusting and really hurts, so I thought we may as well be doing something fun rather than just sitting around feeling terrible. So today, we are testing out an idea. We are the Angry Plant Imperium, and we have life-seeded, because today, we are testing out if the Lithoids are any good with life-seeded. Now, life-seeded is something I very rarely use unless I'm doing something like the One Planet Challenge. Essentially, it means your homeworld becomes a 25-size Gaia world with several rare features. It's the perfect planet, at least the perfect starter planet. The problem is, you then have Gaia preference, and Gaia preference is really awful, because it means you're essentially not able to go onto other planets with any habitability. You have 0% habitability on any planet which isn't a Gaia world. However, our lovely Lithoids here are special, because Lithoids get plus 50% habitability, so although that doesn't make planets great, it means they're still somewhat usable. So, is it worth having the perfect planet to begin with the huge negative of not really having much habitability, or is it still pretty awful? Unless you're playing in very specific ways. So how we're going to be playing this is we are going to be playing incredibly tall and really focusing on tech. We have intelligent, natural engineers, and conservationist. If we get enough tech, we can rush habitats, and since we're not playing the One World Challenge, they could be our main source of new planets. So rather than actually having planets, we just have habitats absolutely everywhere, and really focus on them for everything. I've always loved habitats, and I think this is a very viable strategy. The main problem I normally find with the One World Challenge, now that the systems have been changed, and we don't have the tile system anymore, is just scaling in the mid to late game. Early game, you're really powerful. Late game, unless you're doing a weird tactic when you steal populations, or stuff like that, you tend to lag behind, or at least I do, so perhaps it's just me not playing perfectly, but that's why we're doing this today. Okay, I've tried to say this 5 times, so this is take 6. In addition to life-seeded, we are going with aristocratic elite. Oh, I said it, fantastic. So, with this, we get nobles rather than our regular administrators, or at least some of the administrators are swapped, and we can even build a special building known as the Noble Estate to add even more nobles. And nobles actually add stability to a planet. So in the later game, they're really good. Now, they used to be a lot weaker than this, I remember, so I'm really happy to see a lot of people recommending this. Maybe it's not as good as some of the others, but again, we're doing a few tests here, so I think that works. Now, with our ethics, I have been swapping a lot on what I want to choose. So, Fanatic Xenophobe at the moment will give us plus 20% population growth. That is amazing, especially since Lithoids slow you down by that exact amount, essentially nullifying their negative effect. It also means we can grab the space around us fairly quickly, which is nice, although we don't want to play wide, so it's not as good as it could potentially be. Materialist is obvious, we get more research, and we can also have academic privilege, which I've been told gives you bonus research. I wasn't aware of this until recently, and I've played the game so much that apparently it's a hidden bonus, and you have to sort of mouse over your researches to see it. Is that actually correct? We're going to find out. So I really do want academic privilege. It also means we'll have happier people, which is nice, regardless of being egalitarian, which would also give us utopian abundance, which is normally how you get loads of happiness for your people. This is an alternative to that. We could also be pacifists. This gives us more admin cap, and increases our stability. In fact, I'm tempted to say what might be best is this. This way we could have Inwards Perfection, which is astonishingly powerful. Especially for this type of empire. Just sitting on our own, but I have played with that way too much, so I think we are going to go pacifist. We're going to be like this. This has now taken me 30 minutes on a side note. I keep on messing up every line because I'm just completely out of it. I'm on a lot of medication as well, which is not helping things. So, materialist, pacifist, and xenophobe. So we have extra population growth, extra stability and admin cap, and then we have academic privilege and plus 5% research speed. I think this is a nice combo. We're not going to be aggressive. There's the thing. So I don't mind the regular level of pacifist. I'm tempted by egalitarian because of the plus 5% specialist output, but I think I would swap that for materialist, so I think we can stick with this, and let's just see how it goes. onwards. And all the usual difficulty settings. Max difficulty, quite an early end game, everything else is as you see it. I will be playing the extremely difficult version of this soon, but for now, I can barely think straight. Here we are in the top right of the galaxy, and I'm going to give them academic privilege straight away. And we instantly have one unemployed person, which is interesting. What happened there? Oh, I guess jobs may have swapped because I just changed things around. That's very annoying. Well, we're going to start off by building the Noble Estates. Nobles produce stability and amenities. Wow, yeah, +5 stability. That is astonishingly good. With the extra stability, we get just more resources from everything, so definitely going with that. Going to grab that. Population growth is fantastic, and coil gun, because coil gun is fun. Then let's sell everything we've got, get some minerals, and build more nobles. We are a noble plant species. Now, another thing I would like to test out today, since we're testing out pretty much everything, is this. So this is our fleet here with our lovely corvettes. If we go into ship designer, no longer auto-generate, and then we essentially do this. So give them absolutely minimal stuff. Then we upgrade that. We should get alloys back. In fact, quite a few of them. Right?
Ships upgraded.
Yes, we have. Wonderful. So that's a huge amount of resource, and we've sacrificed our ships to do so. So, essentially, we're being hyper-aggressive, getting resources at the start, so we can get everything rolling. We also want the minerals soon, so we can do this here. Lithoid monoliths. For 1,000 minerals, we get an extra population. That is fantastic. Maybe we should have kept it as energy, that way we could have just got the regular one, but I forgot about that, so despite the fact I was being hyper-aggressive there, I am still very sick, I'm not thinking straight. So you, where are you? Sprawling slums, I forgot that Lithoids still get this, that'll give me an extra population, then we'll save it for minerals, and grab all those. In fact, you know what, I'm just going to destroy our fleet, because they're just wasting energy. I think, I don't know, since I have so little, they're even costing us. I don't know! Policies, food policy, and nutritional plentitude, giving us +5% happiness and +10% growth rate at the cost of minerals. Now, if we go to our researchers, hello there. Yep, academic privilege +10% research. How have I never knew about that before? That really should be in the tooltip. When you go over here to academic privilege. Is it? Am I blind? I can't see it. Maybe I'm blind, but that's really nice. We are going to map the stars as well. It's going to be a while before we can expand, but hopefully we can find some pretty decent worlds, find our choke points nice and quickly, and be safe from the outside galaxy. All we want, really, is to be left alone. That's what this entire empire is. Leave us alone, and we don't care about you. I mean, I could scout ahead. That would be the smart thing to do.
System geology charted.
Ooh. Ooh, that's lovely, actually. Quite a few good worlds here. So, for reference, the Gaia world gives +10% resources, +10% happiness. Okay.
Rolling away from enemy fleet.
Oh, this is the Gaia world, isn't it? Well, we've had a Gaia world being defended by these fellows, so let's ignore that. Oh, Lithoid is -25%, not -10. Well, that's something to note. So, so, the reason why I'm laughing here is because I'm mad. But also, this almost invalidates the test. So this is one of the precursors which allow us to make Gaia worlds. I mean, it doesn't invalidate it since it's still the early game, but this is just too perfect, so I might not use them. I'll still get the relic because it gives us loads of unity, but I might not use it. I'm still trying to rush terraforming so we can make Gaia worlds. I'm definitely going to go down the route of having... Where are you? If I'm not less blind, that would be lovely. World Shaper. To carefully shape and alter the ecosystem of an entire planet into something else is not very different from an artist sculpting a statue out of clay. Essentially, this allows us to make Gaia worlds. So I'm getting this anyway, but this is basically this on a cooldown, but cheaper. And it'll give you an additional species, which we'll most likely eat. Or just put to work. So that's interesting. Does that invalidate it? Maybe not, but it's certainly a bit too perfect, I will say that much.
Mission complete.
Definitely going with expansion first, and I've just saved up enough minerals so we can do this. That'll give us one additional population.
Mission complete.
Not going to settle these just yet. We will end up settling them, because even at 50%, it is still worth it, certainly, if nothing else, than just to grow more lithoids. Okay, after that, grab this, so we can start doing the relics. Fantastic. Okay, so we don't have the bonus unity option here, but we do have the bonus influence option. That's still pretty nice. More lithoids. Not normally happy to do this, but we're going to sell all of our relics for some energy, except for when we have this on cooldown, which I've just used for some more influence. This way, we can get all of these monoliths sorted out nice and quickly, we can get our buildings up, because I really do think the main goal of this is to be really aggressive early on. Huh. Isn't this a really good one, or am I thinking of something else? I think I'm thinking of something else. Either way, getting a new scientist. And your job is just to increase our research speed. Criminals, excellent. Negotiate with crime lords. Which is a really powerful bonus, honestly, even with the crime. Stability now at 90%, giving us plus 24% resources from all jobs, which includes research and pretty much everything else. I think. Right? Yep, high stability. Wonderful. Though we do need some more amenities, like, as soon as we can. We have found our first empire right next to us. They, of course, aren't going to like us because we're pretty darn evil. We could open up our borders. That would make them dislike us a lot less. Sure, why not? Not really going to harm us letting them scout. Oh, and they're lithoids. How did I not realise that when staring at them?
Growing colony lettuce. Research complete.
So far, almost all of our relics have been sold, but this means we are about to start colonising every single world nearby. Well, they're weirdly receptive to us, which is nice, so what I'm going to do is bribe them. Let's see if we can get a research agreement going. Almost. So close. Okay, let's sell some more relics. Bribe them a little bit more. And then our friendship shall blossom. Lovely.
A rumbling in the ether. Receiving.
So I am curious if grabbing all of these colonies early on is the right thing to do. Because what's going to happen now is migration is going to occur. And then our people will slow down growth here. Unless I could add migration controls, but this will make them less happy. I think. And it would slow down colony growth. But the whole point is, when these worlds have at least 10 colonists and we turn them into non-starter colonies, we can then move the people back to the Gaia world and then I'll have normal growth without the need of migration. It's hard to say. I think if we're really rushing stuff, probably not grabbing these would be the better option. Get more science vessels, grab the space we need. So, that may have been the wrong decision, honestly. You live and learn. Unless you don't. Okay, so migration controls do not make our people less happy. Okay, in that case, we're not going to allow migration. This will really slow down our colony growth, but it will enable the perfect planet to continue to grow at regular speed. Ooh, robots. Yes. Influence is good, and with that, research grants. And now we can also activate these. So once again, sorry relics, I know these will be useful later on, I'm going to kick myself, but I want to see if this is the right option. Extra unity, extra growth speed, and then less consumer goods. As soon as I have the energy, I'll grab that as well. On the upside, pacifist. On the downside, spiritualist. Fanatic spiritualists. Yep, you are not gonna like us all that much. They are receptive right now, so before that changes, here's some alloys, enjoy. And let's grab that as well. Okay. Bribery is the key, everyone. If you want stuff in life, bribe people. That is not actually Lathrix's advice. Please don't take that to heart. One vision or technological ascendancy. Ascendancy just because of the rare technology chance. Both of these are great right now, honestly. Mastery of nature will be fantastic. Adding 2 extra districts to our planet, especially since we're going with Gaia worlds. But again, that's later because that takes influence. For now, more tech, please. Now, thanks to our hollow theatres, we are at 98% stability, giving us plus 28.8% extra resources.
Situation log updated.
Aliens here as well, so we're going to be forced to play incredibly tall at this rate. On the upside, we have lots of planets, so it's not a big deal, and we're going to go into habitats as soon as possible, but still. That's not enough space, even for a tall empire. Well, it could be for a while, but we are probably going to have to go to war at some point then. Except for we can't, because we're pacifists. That's gonna be annoying.
Incoming transmission.
They'll demand that we become their vassal, but we have a non-aggression pact, and also if we decline this, it doesn't matter because they're pacifists. They can't go to war with us for that reason anyway. So this will make them less happy, but it still won't bring them below 0, which means they won't actually act on it. Okay, we need to break out this area soon because this is going to be ridiculous. So, science vessel, could you please move your butt over there? Let's see if we can grab some of these systems and then kind of just jump. Well, here's the problem. The next colony is here. Yep. I literally can't finish off my precursor stuff right now until I have at least 11,000 fleet power to destroy the Guardians. That is very annoying. So all that talk about being perfect, well, apparently that was false. Okay, that's pretty lovely. 500 alloys. Yep, that is nice. Breaking out's going to be quite difficult, honestly. Change of plan. We're going to be grabbing these systems instead. Not only are they closer, but the relic world is here. So we'll get a 12 tropical world, which is meh, but then a relic world, which will give us all the science we need for a long time. One thing I will say about going lithoids is that focusing on robots is actually really nice. Because of their slower growth rate, having the robots supplement that is fantastic. And of course, I'm also not allowing migration, which is really slowing down the colonies, so robots are the key there.
Innovation rollout.
We're still just about underneath... No, in fact, we're massively underneath our admin cap because I just got... Oh, I must have got it a second ago. Well, I've just increased our admin cap via research. Okay, so for the robots, I would like them to be created faster. And just have less upkeep. Yep, basically, I just want more of them. There's a 25 relic world here with a really nice archaeological site, so I'm rushing over. I've just spent 200 influence, and we are just going to try to grab it. Although, this will make our borders look horrendous. And speaking whilst not sniffing is so difficult. Okay, so it's taken a while, but here we are. We now have our civilian industries. So we can have some industrial worlds, which will be really, really useful. Making sure to build the noble estates as well, because extra stability is amazing, and they also bring some amenities and don't cost anything, which is really nice. The only cost is the building itself and regular upkeep. The flesh is weak. So now we're going to turn into cyborgs, giving us an additional habitability bonus, meaning that most of these worlds now are going to be absolutely fine for our lithoids, and we still have the Gaia world. Now, of course, any Empire type can go for this and just become synths, which gives you 100% habitability everywhere, but that's normally further down the line. With the lithoids, we are already growing all of these colonies, and they're about to become a lot more profitable once they are far more habitable. Or something like that, anyway. I have just had an idea. So, relics, say goodbye. I'm going to sell pretty much all of you, which is going to be really painful. But then what I'm going to do is hire your best mercenaries, please. Okay, we could hire some more, but how strong is that now? Not quite enough. So the idea is I want to get all our mercenaries together to attack this so we can grab this Gaia world and finally finish off our main relic, which would be lovely. But we're probably not going to have enough energy to do this, which is annoying right now. But let's just see if we can just about make it. It would be great if we could. Mercenaries again, and not quite, but very, very close. We'll definitely have that before the other mercenaries leave. Good timing there. I forgot how expensive it is to keep these guys around, but don't worry. As soon as they're done with this job, they'll either be destroyed or sold, so don't really care too much. And by sold, I mean released. Back to the mercenaries. Please win.
Rocking up to enemy fleet.
Win, or at least kill enough of them that later on we'll have an easier time. Either way. They can't respawn. We can. In terms of rebuild fleets. It's gonna be so close.
Construction complete.
Victory! Lovely. Hello, 25 Gaia World. Okay, can you please research and survey? Construct some vessel. Get your butt back here, please. In fact, I'll build a new one. You stay where you are. From the ruined world, we now have the Omnicodex, giving us +1 to our gene modification points, and allowing us to occasionally make a new species. Not really that great, honestly, so we're probably not going to use that all that often. But the passive is very nice. And you may as well stay there and start to assist research. As soon as I have the energy once again, we'll activate the collapsed spire. But for now, I do want to save up relics again for a while. Whoa. So this world has +30% to all research, and it has +15% minerals. Well, that's the best world ever. 100% stability. Wonderful. And that's because of this lovely thing here, the deep space site, which gives +5 stability to all worlds within the system. Okay, you grab that, then grab this. You now need to start rushing. Oh no, you've already blocked us off. Well, that's annoying. Didn't have the influence until just now. I do want that world, and I kind of want that, but you know what? Sure, let's just keep what we've got here. This way we have at least one black hole within our system. Got another world there, and considering I want to play tall, this is probably enough. I look like a squid. Well, that's interesting. Now that I've stopped selling relics, getting enough energy for things is starting to become... Whoa, 5,000? Never mind. It's becoming near impossible. Thankfully, though, if you go here instead, please, that'd be great. We have a size 22 mold here, and this is where we're going to get our relic, and thus the precursor will be finished, giving us loads of unity. Which is good, because at the moment, we've just not went for unity at all, and it's really showing. We are a little bit behind when it comes to our traditions. But our research now is rocketing. Now that everything's starting to specialise, we're at that point where everything starts to snowball.
Construction complete.
And we have got the relic. Oh, it doesn't give you Unity. I thought it did. Maybe once I discover the Tomb World? Interesting. Either way, though, let's start turning some of our worlds into Gaia worlds, beginning with our first one over here. Now, normally, you would use this instantly on the Tomb World, but we have the same habitability on the Tomb World as everywhere else, because we have the Gaia preference, which is awful. So it doesn't really matter which world we use it on, so let's use it on our most populated secondary world. We could keep these fellas around. No, because they need food. Yeah, let's just displace them. We can't really do much else because we're kind. And I don't want to annoy our neighbours, so I'm afraid you're just going to be sent elsewhere. But now this world is also perfect. Turns out the Tomb World is actually quite good. Plus 20% when it comes to society research, since we have metal boneyards ×2. And we also have loads of mining districts because of this. ×2. I am losing the ability to talk very rapidly right now. This gas giant has 3 molten worlds as moons. That looks awesome. Also, we can now start building our habitat, so where should I build them? Realistically, somewhere around here. And let's go with a research habitat. I so rarely use them. That is if I can find a single research planet to build it on. That would be fantastic. Nope, that's a moon. That won't work for a habitat, which is really annoying. Okay. This is not very productive. I'll build a habitat somewhere. It'll be for something. Ah, there we are in our home system. Goodbye to you. And let's build ourselves a habitat. And since this is a research-bearing planet, it will give us research districts on our habitat. Turns out this amazing world also gives us 4 researcher jobs for free. It just keeps on giving us more and more stuff, and I am more than happy with that. So, after looking back at the footage, and honestly just looking at how I've been playing anyway, I feel like I've made a few quite major mistakes. One of them is just bribing so many people, and most importantly, accepting so many deals. The non-aggression pacts, the researcher agreements, the commercial pacts, all of that stuff is really expensive on your influence, and we need that influence. There are a lot of edicts I really want to use all the time, especially peace festivals and research grants, and even making our habitats cost us influence. If you go down this route, and you're going to rely so much on habitats later, that's probably a terrible idea to do, especially if you're not using Lithoids. Now, of course, I am using Lithoids, so I still have more worlds, but habitats were still going to be a big deal, especially since our habitability still isn't at 100%, even though we are cyborgs. And this will be a mining world. The auto world selection is just awful. This is clearly not a rural world. It already has 5 researchers, and that's increasing. This is clearly a tech world. I suppose once I start building tech buildings, we'll eventually change anyway, but better to change now rather than later. I do love the nobles, though. That's a fantastic change from how it used to be. Need to use that in a proper run at some point. Although at this point, I am starting to die. Harmony is now finished, so pretty much all of our worlds are on 100% stability, which is pretty darn awesome, but I still think I really should have gone with Prosperity, which gives us extra clerk jobs and extra specialist output, which are both really, really fantastic. Tempted by Voidborn, but we can't really afford enough habitats at the moment to make that really worth it. I'm tempted to just go with One Vision. Here's some more Unity, less amenities being used, which is always great. Nihilistic Acquisition is definitely a way to play this type of style, especially if you're going with a true one-world challenge, or just not going with Lithoids. But for now, I think, yeah, we'll just stick with one vision to speed that along. We are suffering for Unity horribly. Ooh, Resort World. Yes. Normally, I end tests like this at 2,300, and that's certainly what I'm planning to do now, even though I've had to take 4 breaks while recording this. But I think I have proven already that if you have life seeded, normally, you're kind of forced to play a very specific way, but with Lithoids, you can kind of play fairly normally. Now, I've played in quite a tall playstyle, but if you imagine me building a lot more alloys early on, rather than now starting to focus on Forge Worlds, we could have been aggressive, we could have done pretty much anything. In fact, I'm tempted to do another test, or at least just a fun playthrough at some point when I'm feeling better, of a wide playstyle, starting off with life seeded. Because the Lithoids, in my opinion, are that good with life seeded. Having this homeworld is amazing, and if we focused on things other than research, we could have been really aggressive because our start is almost guaranteed to be a good one. In fact, I'm somewhat tempted to do a life seeded run, just a regular non-Lithoid run, just to see if I can be aggressive then. It's been a long time since I've been aggressive in a playthrough. I've always been quite defensive recently, or playing tall, or doing stuff like that. I'm in the mood to just devour things. If I can talk there, so maybe I'll devour things after my throat isn't killing me. Now at 3k research, and that's increasing very quickly, and we're just about to get the correct tech to finish off our battleships. We're about to get the next level of this. Although we are now completely weak versus armor, this tends to be a really good loadout against things like, where are you? The Fallen Empires, which is normally the only thing I'm really hostile towards before the endgame crisis. Because I love their shields. Where are the Fallen Empires? Am I blind? I'm probably being blind. You, where are you? Oh, this is you, okay. Don't break the fourth wall, you clever child, you. Well, isn't that by itself breaking the fourth wall? Research station, plus 10% researcher output. The habitats are so much better than they were at one point in the game. I can't remember exactly when, but I remember at one point me thinking, habitats, they're kind of not worth the cost. But these days, yeah, they really are. Especially since they can also be used to get minerals or energy or pretty much whatever you want. In this case, research. And that plus 10% is lovely. In a normal tech world, it's just less upkeep. They give you just more output, which in my opinion is more worthwhile. Ooh, citadels. Yeah, let's just grab that and get that sorted out. Lovely. We also now have the Particle Lance, at least the rank 1 version. So we can also go anti-armor if we so desire. So basically, we've almost got the complete setup now to counter any endgame crisis. And in fact, we could start doing the repeatables now, but I'd rather get all the basics sorted out first. How have I not got this tech yet? That is weird. I don't know how that happened. Inferior, inferior, pathetic, inferior, inferior, inferior. Okay, we are beating everyone on tech to at least inferior level. So that is pretty amazing. And soon we're going to have enough battleships we can start beating them in terms of fleet power as well. Let's start asserting our dominance in this silly little galaxy. I was going to save up influence for the next habitat, but honestly I'm using all of my alloys on battleships at the moment, so I don't really have the alloys for it either. Where's our next tech world? This is a pretty good world. Okay, well, now you're also a Gaia world. Okay, you'll be gone soon enough.
Research complete.
Extra happiness, extra output. Lovely. Okay, here's something really silly, and tell me about some feedback about this. Can you turn a research station, or a station in general, I should say, into the capital? You can, if you have enough influence. If you do that, you can then potentially remove all of the people on a planet and simply turn it into a regular uninhabited planet. I've got a really stupid idea for a challenge, which I think could be really fun. Essentially, it's the one world challenge to begin with, But then as soon as you have habitats, you've got to start abandoning your people from the planet, and then turn the planet into just an abandoned colony. So you're just purely voidborn. Habitats, ring worlds, anything except for normal planets. But of course, you need a planet to get to the tech. I think it's a little bit too finicky. There's too many weird rules you'd have to put in place. But certainly an idea. Maybe there's a mod for that, so you don't start off on a planet, but you start off on habitats instead. Or perhaps you can use a console command to research habitats straight away. That'd be interesting. I'm not sure about that, because I'm not very good with console commands. I try to avoid them as much as I can. So, is there a way to do that? Give yourself enough resource to build 3 or 4 habitats to begin with, give yourself the tech to build habitats, and then just go from there. That would be weird. Okay, the year is 2302, and this is where we currently stand. We have 26k fleet power, which isn't that fantastic, but our foundry worlds are now up and running. We are closing in on 200 alloys per month, so our fleets are increasing in size fairly quickly. Our research is at 5k, so we're getting all of our stuff very quickly as well. Everything is looking really, really good. If I was doing a full playthrough here, I would be actually very confident that we would be absolutely fine versus the endgame crisis. Our only major problem right now is our influence generation and really our rare resources. If we have more influence, we could have some more habitats. Those habitats could then give us all the rare resources we need, so that's definitely something to look at. But for now, I'm going to say I have succeeded in the test today. This was, again, one of those things I would normally do off camera, but since I didn't really want to focus on something too serious and I wanted to see if this is a good idea, I thought it would be interesting enough. So I really hope you've enjoyed, and hopefully normal uploads will start again soon, especially with Terratech. I promise I will catch up with that. I know I'm so far behind. So with that, thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed today's video, then of course, likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that Stellaris is a series you wish to see continued in the future. And now, I'm going to go and have some Lemsip, I'm going to have a lie down, and I might just fall asleep. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. This took me 3 days to record. But it was fun, and stupid. Bye-bye.